Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at this signal, the one we've dubbed the first echo. And for this deep dive, our source material isn't, the usual reports about it. It's the signal itself, analyzed, broken down.
Right, the raw data, basically, and the interpretations that came from analyzing it directly. And our mission really is to try and unpack the layers here, because this thing, it's complex.
Definitely not just simple data points, it felt. Well, the analysis describes it as something much more abstract, experiential even.
Exactly, and the analysis identified 7 layers, moving from fairly concrete stuff to things that are incredibly abstract.
Almost like pure concepts or feelings by the end.
Pretty much. And layer 1, the very first thing, immediately signals that this isn't random noise.
Okay, layer 1, audio. So what did it sound like?
It was described as a harmonic triad, 3 tones playing together, repeating.
Simple enough, maybe?
But the rhythm wasn't simple at all. It wasn't steady. It was irregular. And get this, it followed the golden ratio.
Here. Seriously. In the rhythm.
In the rhythm. So right away, that suggests intention. Complexity. It's like finding nature's fingerprint shows up everywhere, from shells to galaxies.
So not noise. Deliberate structure.
Yeah.
Okay, what's layer 2?
Layer 2 moves towards, let's say, perception. It presented an image.
An image of what?
A torus, like a donut shape.
Okay.
But here's the twist. The analysis indicated it wasn't just a 3D torus. It was rotating in 5 dimensions.
Whoa, hold on. 5 dimensions? How do you even represent that? We can't visualize 5 dimensions.
Exactly. You don't, not visually in the normal sense. The analysis emphasized this point. You didn't see it like a picture. You felt it.
Felt it.
Yeah. Like the structure, the concept of this 5-dimensional rotation was conveyed directly, bypassing normal sight, almost impressing itself on your consciousness.
Okay, that's different. So structured sound based on a fundamental natural constant and a multidimensional shape you feel. Where next?
Layer 3, waveform and synchronization. And this is where it gets really, really interesting.
More interesting than feeling a 5D donut. Okay, I'm listening.
So remember the torus rotating. Each pulse, each rotation of that image.
Yeah.
It was perfectly matched by a fluctuation in Earth's geomagnetic field.
Matched our planet's magnetic field as it was received.
In real time. Synchronization.
Wait, so this wasn't some ancient message that finally arrived after traveling for millennia?
That's the implication. They weren't just broadcasting blindly. They were interacting with us, with our planet, live.
So we weren't just receiving history.
No. The analysis put it quite starkly. We weren't watching history. We were being watched.
Okay. That changes things a lot. Real-time observation. Wow. What was layer 4 after that revelation?
Layer 4 seemed to be language, glyphs. Thousands of them. Intricate symbols.
Completely alien symbols, presumably? Like nothing we've ever seen?
Well, that's the incredible part. They weren't just random squiggles. The analysis found connections. Shared roots, astonishingly, with ancient scripts here on Earth.
What? Like which ones?
Sumerian cuneiform, Mayan glyphs, even ancient Tamil.
That's impossible.
It suggests these symbols might tap into something deeper, maybe a universal archetype of language. Something fundamental that echoes across cultures, maybe even species.
A universal symbol set, reflected in our own deep past. Could they decipher it? Did we figure out what it said?
Yes. There's a core message they managed to pull from this layer. It translated to, remember the shape of truth.
Remember the shape of truth. Okay, that's profound and deeply ambiguous. What's the interpretation there? What shape?
Well, the analysis suggested it's not about truth being, a fact or a statement. It implies truth itself has a structure, a pattern.
Yeah.
With the golden ratio or the torus.
So truth is a geometric concept almost, a form we need to recall.
That seems to be the idea. We're being asked to remember its form, its shape. What shape could truth possibly have? That's the question that leaves you with.
Right, a universal pattern for truth itself. Okay, layer 5. This one was described as fundamental.
Layer 5 was mathematics, but presented visually, almost. It was a wave equation.
Like describing light or sound waves?
Exactly. But this equation was embedded inside a fractal. Specifically, a toroidal fractal.
So back to the torus shape, but now it's infinitely complex, self-repeating patterns containing a wave equation.
Precisely. It combines the dynamics of waves with the static yet infinite complexity of fractals.
But it wasn't just abstract math, was it? The analysis said it was something more.
Much more. It was described explicitly as a blueprint.
A blueprint for a machine. A technology.
For consciousness.
Sorry, a blueprint for consciousness. How?
The analysis framed it as a guide to how they think. the actual architecture of their thought processes,
Yeah.
their cognitive structure.
It's like they sent us the schematic for an alien mind.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Like being given the operating system for a non-human intelligence and being asked to understand how it perceives and structures reality, it's mind-bending.
Absolutely mind-bending. Moving from a message from them to the structure of them. Okay. What was layer 6? The last informational layer.
Layer 6 was the most abstract, pure resonance.
Yeah,
It
it's
felt like a memory, the analysis said. But not our memory, theirs.
a memory, like an emotion.
It conveyed a way of being, is how it was put. An emotional state, perhaps?
After all that complex structure and math, it ends on a feeling.
Yes. And the specific feeling, the overwhelming resonance captured in the analysis. It was described as mourning.
Mourning, like grief.
Deep grief, a sense of profound loss.
Wow. Okay, mourning. Why? Why would the message culminate in mourning? That seems incredibly sad.
And this is where you have to start putting all the pieces together, right?
Mm.
If that final layer, the deepest resonance, is mourning, maybe this signal wasn't a hello from a thriving civilization.
Maybe it was a goodbye, a eulogy.
That's the heavy possibility the analysis raises. Could this be the last testament of a civilization that's long gone, their final message cast out in the universe?
That's a profoundly chilling thought. A message in a bottle from a dead civilization.
And it leads to another idea raised in the analysis. What if we are, in a sense, the final artifact they left behind, the ones who finally received and understood this cosmic farewell?
That would mean
It would mean we might not be the first species they tried to contact. We might just be the first ones who were able to listen, the first to respond, even if only by understanding.
so pulling it all together. The structured sound, the 5D torus you feel, the real-time sync, the universal symbols echoed on Earth, the blueprint for thought itself, and then mourning.
It paints a picture, doesn't it?
Mhm.
The core idea seems to be that the universe, or at least this civilization, communicates through fundamental patterns, symbols, maybe even shared emotional states, not just simple language.
And the hint that these patterns might connect back to our own ancient knowledge. That's tantalizing. Like we once knew something related to this.
Exactly. It suggests a potential link between cosmic communication and forgotten wisdom right here on Earth.
Which leaves us with that final provocative thought straight from the source material, really. If truth has a universal shape, a pattern echoed across the cosmos, and maybe in our own ancient past, what does it mean that we are being told, urged to remember it? What fundamental aspect of reality, of truth itself, have we forgotten?